Okay, we're tying part 2 of a Silvey's Tandem tube leech. Absolutely awesome fly. Flexi Needle Pro micro tube. Throw some thread on here. Make sure your vise doesn't slip. You know, these are definitely definitely unrehearsed. I've got some super glue around here. I put a little dab on. Oh, the reason you don't want it to get spread around is that it will stick your thread and your thread can break, so be careful with it. So this rabbit strip already has the rear tube tied on it, and you could make it nice and bright and red and contrasty or subtle. You want to trim just a little bit of this rabbit fur off the edge, and if you want to, you could taper this nicely, but you don't need to. And you just need to tie this on right at the back of the microtube. Could you put a drop weight on there first? Yes, you could. I like to tie these, as Brian does, pretty light, almost neutral buoyancy. Oh, just right. So let's tie this in.
How many strands did we end up with there, sir?
An average of 7.5.
Okay,
strands.
thank you. Thank you.
If you do it right, you do 3 on each side. Okay. Then I have a Kingfisher Blue rooster saddle hackle. It's plucked from a Magnum Kingfisher Blue Magnum. I think we got them from Metz. It's custom dyed. We're just going to use this fluffy part at the base, and since these feathers are so valuable, we're going to trim that off. All this stuff I used to just toss away, we're going to save every scrap of feather. We're going to tie this in by the tip. You know, folks watching this video, it's been like 2 months since I've tied a fly, and this is just a miracle to even be able to do this. So we use the fluffy part on the base, and I'm accidentally wrapping my Flashabou around there, so I'm going to try to knock that off. You could use a Petitjean magic tool and spin in some cross-cut rabbit here. That would be a very nice effect also. Brian uses the fluffy feathers at the base of a saddle hackle. What am I going to do? Oh yeah, now I'm going to just tie this off. Pretty simple fly, but very effective. Tie that off. Going to add my little touch of cement there. Super glue's great. Don't use too much. Gonna slide our Pro Cone tube. What are these? Pro Cone. I don't even know what they're called anymore. So I'm going to show you something kind of interesting. We trim that. Chris got me a lighter here. So we're going to use the base of the flame, and we're just going to kind of gently touch it. The micro tubes tend to melt the hole and seal the hole. They just do. So I keep my Humor tube fly adapter handy.
A bodkin would work, right?
A bodkin works just great.
Yeah.
It is interesting when you use the flexi tubes, when you melt these. I'm going to pretend I've got a cone on there and I'm melting this just like I did before. The hole stays open. So, difference is if you use a micro tube, be prepared to open that hole up. If you use a flexi tube, you won't need to. There is a Silvey's tube leech. Let's compare it to the original. Now Brian used a silver cone. Which one would you bite? Come on.